Namaste. Hello everybody, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to another video, and if you are new here, I am so happy that you could join us. I have a yoga sequence for us today that is going to be a deep glute stretch to help release our piriformis muscle to hopefully help give us some relief if we are experiencing sciatic nerve pain. Now you may be feeling sciatic nerve pain if you notice that you have any pain resonating in the hips or shooting down the leg. It could be a sharp pain or a dull achy pain. Certain things may aggravate it as well, such as biking or jogging. So if you ever feel that sort of sensation, it could be because your piriformis muscle is tight and compressing your sciatic nerve, giving you the sensation of pain. Now our piriformis muscle comes from the very front of our sacrum and is a tight little band that comes to our upper trochanter of our femur. So that is the top of our femur bone, which is our thigh bone. And then the sciatic nerve comes from your sacrum and goes right underneath that muscle, the piriformis muscle, and goes down your leg. So like I said, if you could imagine that little tight band being tight and compressing that nerve, that might be what is giving you the sensation of pain. Now this sequence is going to be prenatal friendly, so it's going to be very gentle, as many pregnant women with the expansion of the hips will create the piriformis muscle to become tight, creating that sciatic nerve pain. So a lot of pregnant women do feel this pain. So we're going to go ahead and get started today. The only thing that we will need is a wall or possibly a chair nearby to help us balance or stay sturdy, and maybe a pillow or a blanket to be able to prop our hips up on in certain positions. It is optional, however. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it today. We're going to begin in our child's position. So coming over to our hands and knees, moving extremely slowly, super mindful of all the joints and the bones and the muscles that are in our bodies. Go ahead and bring your knees out wide to the edges of your mat, bringing your big toes to touch. Now if you're pregnant, you may need to come out wider with your knees to make room for that belly. Now sink back with your hips to touch your heels. Now if that is a lot of, too much of a stretch on your quad muscles, you can go ahead and tuck that pillow or blanket right on top of your heels, right under your bottom, so that can take some of the weight off of your quad muscles. Then go ahead and walk your fingertips forward, bringing them all the way as far as they'll go and then some. So stay active through it to pull out your spine. And then go ahead and set your forehead down on the mat if that feels good to you. Begin to breathe extremely deep here into the belly. With each expanding inhale, you will notice that the stretch will increase. Releasing the lower back here. Relaxing our body. Go ahead and take a deep inhale and bringing ourselves back up to a tabletop position. So go ahead, bring your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Now bring some movement in, super gentle, bringing your body side to side, maybe back to front, just bringing in some movement to your hips. Alright, go ahead and now tuck your toes, and we're going to go up into a downward facing dog. So bringing our hips up high, chest towards the thighs, slight bend in those elbows, and now go ahead and walk it out here. So straightening one leg, bending the other, and switching. Just get a deeper stretch through the back of those legs. Beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and bring our right knee towards our right wrist and set it down. So the front of our shins or the side of our shins should be laying onto the mat. Go ahead and walk back your left leg ever so slightly just so you can comfortably relax your foot and rest your leg onto the mat. Go ahead and check behind you. Make sure that your hips are square so your bottom, you'll notice that it'll be equal. So maybe pull your left hip forward, push your right hip back. And then go ahead, if this feels good and you're feeling a good stretch throughout the outer glute here, go ahead and just stay here. And then if you want a little bit extra, go ahead and come down onto your elbows. Maybe also bringing your forehead down. This is a wonderful stretch for getting deep into our piriformis muscle, helping to relieve and relax that muscle to let go of that sciatic nerve. Breathing deep, closing your eyes. Go ahead and inhale, bringing our torsos up. And now go ahead and tuck those left toes underneath. Push up off that knee and bring your right leg back to meet your left, back in our downward facing dog. Walk it out once more. And now go ahead and bring your left knee towards your left wrist, setting down that shin onto the mat, walking back our right leg till it can comfortably rest onto the mat. Gaze behind you, check to make sure that your hips are square, if not adjusting them. And if this feels good, just stay here. If you have a bit more, go ahead and come down to your elbows and maybe setting your forehead down on the mat, only if that feels good for you and there's no pain. Go ahead and relax your body, maybe holding throughout your glute muscles. Go ahead and just try to relax them, let them go. Now on your next inhale, go ahead and push your torso up if you're down. And now this time, go ahead and just sit onto that left bottom. Just coming up, bring your torso up. Now we're going to go ahead and bring around our right leg so that it comes on top of our left. Now if you have this stretch and your knees can come on top of each other, but it's just finding a little hard to bring it over, you can go ahead and just come up onto your hands and onto your knees, bringing one right in front of the other, and then sit back down. And then that should create them to be right on top of the other. Your knees don't have to be like this, however. If you don't have the stretch or it just doesn't feel good for you today, you don't have to be that deep into it. You can be more like this, or, just so that one leg is crossed over the other. Go ahead, if you are here with your knees on top of each other and you need a little bit more, you can walk your feet out so they come a little bit more parallel. Now if you want this pillow or blanket to prop your hips up on, if that makes that a bit more comfortable, go ahead and grab that and put it under your bottoms. Now go ahead and everybody take an inhale and sit up tall. Then on our exhale, if you have the stretch, go ahead and begin to walk forward. Walk our hands forward. Bringing our torso towards our knees. Once you're there and that feels good, just go ahead and gently close your eyelids and bring your awareness to your breath and to your body. Notice what muscles you might be holding throughout your body and gently let them go. You should be feeling the stretch throughout the outer edges of both hips, especially the bottom hip, the hip of the bottom leg. Taking a deep breath in, exhale, and on your next inhale, go ahead and walk your chest up to neutral if you were forward. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. Now if you just want to come out of this and just put the other leg over the other one, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, if you want to, go ahead and twist towards your left side, putting that right foot down onto the mat. Push into that right leg, bringing your bottoms up and swinging them around, just pivoting on the feet and bringing them around, and then you'll notice that you have the opposite leg on top of the other one. So left leg on top of right. If you need to get your knees in front of one another, go ahead and come up on the hands and knees, and then sit back. Now again, you don't have to be this deep into this position, just go to where it feels good for your body today. And if you do have a bit more stretch, you can walk your feet out. Now everybody just take a deep breath and sit up tall. And if you have a bit more stretch, go ahead on your exhale to walk your hands forward, bringing your torso towards your knees. Everybody gently close your eyelids. Make sure both sit bones stay grounded onto the mat. Keep your spine tall. Breathe and let go. This is a beautiful stretch for getting deep into those glute muscles to help relieve us of our sciatic nerve pain. Go ahead and take a deep inhale, exhale, and on your next inhale, if you are forward, go ahead and walk your torso back up. And we're just going to go ahead and gently undo our legs. And we're going to go ahead and go into a twist, so lengthening out our legs so they're straight out in front of us. We're going to go ahead and mirror me for this position. Bring our left leg over our right leg, setting our left foot onto the mat. Go ahead and bring your left arm up and around slightly behind our back. Bringing our right arm up and over that left knee, so you are twisted. Go ahead and take an inhale, push into that back arm to help straighten your back, and then exhale, turn to look over that left shoulder. Pushing that right elbow into your left knee, the outside of your knee. Now we're stretching a couple of things here. So we're stretching out our backs, giving our internal organs a nice massage. And we're also, by pushing into that knee with our elbow, we're increasing the stretch into our glutes. So you may be feeling this in the outer edge of that hip, targeting our piriformis muscle. Take a deep inhale, exhale, and inhale. Go ahead and gently and mindfully untwist, uncrossing the legs, and now switching. So bringing our right leg over our left, setting that right foot onto the mat. Bringing our right arm up and around slightly behind our back. Bringing our left arm up and around that right knee. Inhale, pushing into the back hands to straighten our spine. And exhale, turn to look over that right shoulder. Pushing our left elbow into our right knee, the outside of that right knee, targeting our piriformis muscle. Breathing deep here, deep into the belly. Take a deep inhale, exhale, and inhale. Go ahead and come back to neutral, uncrossing that leg and sitting up tall.